Welcome to another episode of Chally and the Boys. I am your host, Stephen Chalicombe, and you can follow me and the boys on Twitter at ChallyATB. Joined with me again, still as from our Week 9 picks, are both of the co-hosts, William and Joshua. Gentlemen,
Yee yee.
since you were so excited from the Week 9 picks, I'm not going to ask.
All
We'll
right.
just jump right into it. As always, Bears game. Stash any specific notes, comments, questions, concerns you have from the Bears game for us tonight.
Nice little golf clap to Kellen Moore. That was a well-called offensive game.
Okay. Yeah, you're not wrong. I don't agree for one specific reason, but you're not wrong. Will, what do you got?
I want to know, and I'm just thinking of this all the top of my head, how many yards did the Bears gain in that game because Demarcus Lawrence didn't make the tackle 7 yards behind the line of scrimmage on Fields?
That was a huge play. Yeah.
No, I mean
Well,
it happened like
it
four
happened,
times in the game.
it happened at least twice that I can remember. It was at least 50 yards.
Right, and if you just don't single out Tank either, it was multiple times that he was dead to rights, and he made a couple runs and a couple passes out of it. So
There was one really. I mean, we were watching the game together. Yeah, there was that one really, flagrant time D-Law just missed. Like I don't know what he was tackling in the backfield. Like there was a better
Air.
chance that one of the three of us was making that fucking sack, and
yeah,
like that was not a good
Well,
look. I'm not saying I'm worried about him, but
you,
it was not a good look to just see
know,
him
you know
just
what
on
it,
the floor.
you know what it was? It was he was going after the quarterback, and he was like, "Shit, I'm the edge here, and I have to hold the end." And it was just
it
he
was
just
too
Yeah.
late.
stopped.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he definitely pissed down his leg a couple times. Again, I'm not concerned. That was the first, subpar, if we want to call it that, game by DeMarcus Lawrence this year. Um, Not concerned, but it was just, I guess disappointing maybe, especially to see from a veteran. But just to get back to what Sash said, so the only reason why I'm actually kind of mad at Kellen Moore,
Hmm.
he had a really good game, right? Like you can't actually be mad at your offensive coordinator when they put up 42 points on offense. But dude, the fact that he didn't give Malik Davis that fucking at least a shot at the touchdown after he fought for fucking yards. What was that run? 12, 14,
It was a good run.
a long run down to the one, and then he was like, "Hey, Tony Pollard, do you want this touchdown?" Um, so I would just knock him
It
for that.
wasn't a Pollard.
What?
That wasn't a Pollard.
It wasn't to whoever it was. It wasn't to
It
Malik
was a pass
Davis.
It
touchdown.
was a
Yeah.
Yeah.
pass. It was a play-action pass to Hendershot, I think.
But either way, what I'm saying is Davis fought for the yards to get down to the one to just give him the fucking ball for the touchdown. I know we're not here playing fantasy and yada yada, but like, is he gonna see the field again? And how much is he gonna hook the dude up?
He still got to win the game.
So
I
I
said
didn't go back
hey.
and but
I was just gonna say hey, like I agree. Like you can't actually be mad at your offensive coordinator when he puts up 42 points, right? Like that. I'm just as a fan, I'm upset because I would like to have seen Davis get that touchdown because again, like we don't know if he's going to see the field again, maybe at least until next year if he comes back. I assume he's gonna, but that's another conversation. But when you have a player put in so
He'll be the
much
starting running
effort,
back this year.
give the dude a fucking touchdown.
I don't know. You didn't like them when they had like 15 Cowboys scored different touchdowns last year, so I'm not really sure why you're on the Malik Davis bandwagon. But also,
Wait,
I
whoa,
didn't
what does
go
that
back
mean?
and
When?
watch it. I didn't go back and watch it,
Yeah,
but
you
I
can't
do
say.
know somebody did say that went back, and if it, since it was play action, you could guess off that if Davis had gotten the ball, he'd have lost 2 yards behind the line of scrimmage. Like they were in the back, like they were on the right. Whoever it was going to die in the backfield. Like if it was a run play, it was never going to work.
It was Davis. Davis was in the backfield. So
Davis was not on the field
No,
when they
no,
scored that
no,
touchdown.
I'm saying the Bears were in the backfield. It didn't matter who the running
yeah.
back was. Is that they weren't going anywhere if that would have been a run play instead of the play
It's
action
fine.
pass for the touchdown.
It was
I'm just
first
saying.
down on the one.
Yeah. Oh, so you're saying they would have given him 4 chances?
Get the dude a touchdown. Like hook him
All
up.
right.
Like I don't know.
Okay.
Like
Okay.
so you're trying to tell me every single time Zeke or Tony Pollard gets a touchdown on first and goal, within the 5, it is 1,000% Zeke or Tony Pollard's, effort? No, dude, the offensive line is opening holes. They could open the same fucking hole for Malik Davis, get the dude a touchdown, say goodbye to him into the bye week and
It,
into the offseason.
It was the perfect play call because just like what you said, everybody was thinking, let's get him that touchdown because he was down at the half
That
yard line.
that didn't stop Dallas from running the same play 4 times in a row last week.
Because what did I tell you? They were setting stuff up. They're playing off of it now, baby. Let's
Oh, they're
go.
setting the fucking Chicago
They
Bears
are.
up. Yeah.
No, it's just still it's for everybody. Yeah, they're not
That's
purposely
what
setting up the
Kellen Moore,
Bears.
he did that. He did that well this past game. He did it that the Dak touchdown and then the CD touchdown were all off the same sort of motion. You had that one drive where it was 13 personnel where they just kept on doing no huddle
I think you
and
guys are
did
taking my
like
comments too serious.
I'm taking it to heart. Yeah, this is a serious
I just want
podcast.
Malik Davis to get a touchdown. That's all. He deserved it.
Yeah, I mean, I said the same thing. I think I said they need to let him get it, but then like
you score, you score. I don't care who gets it.
vomit.
Yuck. Um. Okay. I didn't have anything else actually specific. You guys actually kind of covered the two
I did
things.
have one bad thing to say
Yeah,
about
hit
the
us up.
offense. And it's just not the offense, it's just one player in particular.
Dak,
Can
good point.
can CD Lamb like go fight for a ball one time instead of just being a little bitch and not running the route and afraid of getting hit?
I
He's
mean,
not
Like one
desperate,
time, just go fight for your quarterback and go over the middle and catch a ball.
yeah.
There's
I
not a
just,
lot of dudes that are built like that, man. I'm telling you.
I just, I don't know that you. I mean, we should expect him to, right? Because we expect him to be a number one receiver. But I, I think he's a number one receiver by default, not by nature. If that makes it like, I don't know that CD's actually a number one receiver.
He's not. I would say right now there's no way the Cowboys extend him either. By the way,
Not
I
at
think they,
current market value. Fuck no.
I mean that's what it's going to be. Like
You're
he's. I'm
right.
you
sure
know,
that's what
Yeah.
he's going to want. Yeah.
you know why he's going to get extended?
Because Cherry's fucking stupid.
No, because Jerry gave him 88.
I don't know, man. There was this other dude. I don't know if you guys remember him, Antonio Bryant,
Antonio Bryant, yeah,
Gross.
yeah.
and he was a better college football. He was okay. I'm going to say something real unproductive or real not good now. Where's the count? Antonio Bryant was better in college than CD was.
Yeah, but he wasn't a better pro. I'm just saying CD's like putting up halfway decent numbers where in the 88, so he's probably almost guaranteed to
Is
get
he really
extended.
putting up good numbers? I mean,
He's
a
the worst
1,000 yard
88.
season is no longer a good metric to go by. I mean, his catch ratio is fucking horrific. It's been below 70% every year.
Yeah.
I
You
said
know,
halfway decent.
your number one receiver needs to have a better than 70% catch rate. I don't.
Trying to think how they
Well,
could
that
allocate the resources though, because I could see. I mean, they could extend him, and they just where he's not the number one though. He's not a number one wide receiver, and I don't foresee things changing my mind on that. He's not. He can't. He doesn't. What was the last game that he dominated? They just took it. That he just dominated.
Well, so that's tough because I think that I don't mean to knock Dak here because I actually kind of prefer how Dak plays, but Dak typically goes for the open guy, right? Like I don't know that.
So get open. If you're dominate, you get open.
Sure, whatever, but Dak's not. Dak historically, and we have 7 years of data behind Dak, or six and change, whatever. I think no, I think it's 7. Um,
6.
yeah, whatever. That I mean, he doesn't force feed the ball to one dude. He spreads it out, uh, and that's not going to change. I don't actually kind of like that. Hopefully, it doesn't change. I would prefer defenses to have to prepare for 2 or 3 wide receivers as opposed to, hey, let's lock down this one dude and hope that gives us a shot.
Yeah, but I mean, I 100% agree with that, but he has to then only get $15 million or whatever the normal salary is for like a number two. Like he can't get $20 million or whatever, period.
I don't disagree, but unfortunately, that's not how that works.
No, yeah, it
So
does. Let his ass walk
can I
later.
Well, right,
can
yeah,
I
let him
seg-
walk, but yeah, go
can I
ahead. Sorry.
segue this to a different topic unless you guys got anything else to say about the Bears game?
No, go ahead, dude.
So we're talking about how CD's not number one and that Cowboys might need some wide receivers. Are you disappointed that they didn't do anything with the wide receivers in the trade deadline?
Um, so me personally, no. I don't think a difference maker got moved at the trade deadline. And from the report, I don't know. Are you trying to get at the reports of what there was some interest in Cooks?
I'm just saying in general.
I mean, I would have been cool. Or yeah, I mean, I don't think there was anybody that got moved that the Cowboys should have been like, damn, we should have had him. Fans, I mean, fans are just like, man, we should have just traded like a 7th-round pick for Tyreek Hill. Like that's what we should have done. You know what I mean? Or like, okay, you know what, Tyreek Hill, he's a really good player. We'll give him 2 sixes. You know what I mean? Like that's a good idea. You know? But no, I don't know. Well, what do you?
I'm not, man. Yeah, so I was thinking about this a while because I figured we'd kind of get at this topic. I don't know if I'm content overall with where they were at. I was hoping that there would be some sort of trade, just for the fan in me, because I guess that's exciting, right? But um, I'm happy they didn't pull the trigger on Cooks. I don't know that what that trade would have looked like, what it would have costed, but costed. Um,
Costed.
but I mean, as I texted you guys before, and I know this is kind of apples to oranges, or like green apples to red apples, similar but not same. I would have rather have kept fucking Amari Cooper, right? Like you don't move on from Amari Cooper and then trade for Brandon Cook or Brandon Cooks, whatever the fuck's last name is. Like that's dumb, in my opinion. I know you don't see when you're moving on from Amari Cooper. I know you don't see the Brandon Cooks trade happening, but that's putting salt on the wound and whatever, blah blah. But I I actually pitched this idea to Will, I think, while you were over Sunday. Was what about trading for Cedric Wilson? Like I think I don't remember what podcast I
You
heard that
did.
on, but I was like, hey man, that's legit. Like he knows the offense. He's a functionable wide receiver. He doesn't really move the needle as like he's obviously not a number one. He's not really a number two, but he's definitely better than Noah Brown. Like that's you're
Yeah.
getting a 2A or 2B wide receiver in there that can function. And that's really what the Dallas needs. They don't need a
Why are
Devontae
dudes
Adams.
shitting on Noah Brown? That's what I want to know.
I, I mean, there's a reason why he wasn't playing or taking significant amount of snaps his first 4 years in the fucking NFL.
It's because Jason Garrett wouldn't let him shine.
Well, here's the thing. What I think is Dallas is. I think we can all agree they're a NFC contender right now,
Yeah, they will
right?
be for the next.
But I'm saying they're a contender this year to make it to the NFC Championship game and possibly move to the Super Bowl, right?
They should be. Yeah.
Yeah.
They are one injury away from losing all of that.
All right, Dak getting hurt.
No,
I do
All
Cooper
right.
Rush.
True, Cooper Rush. That's a good point.
if CeeDee Lamb gets hurt, then your starting wide receivers are a banged up, busted Michael Gallup and Noah Brown.
I don't know,
I'm
man.
gonna, I'm gonna
I don't know.
sidetrack for a second because I need to get this off my chest. Is it sad to say that an injury to Dak is less significant than an injury to CD Lamb?
Well, I'm just saying they proved that they can win with Cooper Rush in an off
Right.
with running this
In the
offense.
playoffs, the
No,
Cowboys aren't beating anybody with Cooper Rush.
no.
But
Shut up.
Well, you know.
well, yes, Dak. But I'm just saying Dak is yes. But I'm just saying if CeeDee Lamb gets hurt, they have nothing at the wide receiver position.
Yeah, you're not wrong, and we could even stretch this to corner, right? Depending on how long Jordan Lewis is out. Say fucking.
Oh, he's done for the year.
Oh, is he? I didn't see that. So
Yeah,
say
Liz
Anthony
Frank,
Brown, for
yeah.
example, gets hurt. That's another extremely potential weak point. I mean, you shake your head, but what are you gonna say, Kelvin Joseph? I mean, he hasn't played well, right? There's a reason why he's been inactive or just on special teams because he's a fucking
Yeah,
liability.
but they can't. One, it's not feasible to have
Oh yeah, you
enough
can't.
depth at every position. It's
Yeah,
literally
you're
impossible,
you're right.
right?
I agree.
And so I don't know. And honestly, I don't agree. I just don't agree with either. I think that you have to change your packages on defense. If Anthony Brown gets hurt and you don't trust Joseph and Wright to even get on the field, and you're playing 3 safeties all the time. You know what I'm saying? McQuamu's on the field because he's like used to be a corner. You have to figure it out. And then if Lamb gets hurt, dude, you're right. I mean, it's not pretty, but they haven't won pretty at all this year, and they're 6-2. Like not one game has been pretty. I mean, the Bear game they scored a lot of points, or whatever, but it wasn't.
They dressed 4 wide receivers last game against the Bears, and only 2 of them had catches. That was CeeDee Lamb and Michael Gallup.
Yeah, I mean, but what is that? They won, and they scored 50, 49. You know,
Yeah.
I mean,
But I'm just saying there's considerable depth
if they
issues
scored
to wide
49 against the Bears on this past week or whatever, and let's just say they had 7 wide receivers with catches, that would have made you feel better. That means they probably didn't run the ball well, right? We would have been on here bitching about Pollard sucks and Zeke dressed and he sucked. You know what I mean?
I don't care how they win. I'm just saying right now they are praying to God that they don't sustain any injuries on offense.
So I mean we're Cowboy fans, so obviously that's the only team that really matters to us, whatever. But I just that's every team in the league, dude. One key injury at any position that's of importance, and they're hurt, dude. Right? I mean, what? Okay, like I mean, if we just don't take if we take the quarterbacks out of it, right, or whatever, the Eagles. I mean, what if AJ Brown gets hurt? They still got Dante. How do you say his name? Smith, the Heisman Trophy dude, or whatever. But he's not a game changer, man. Please stop, dude.
Sure. I mean, I get what you're saying, right? But like, if you were to measure up, what would you say the Eagles against the Cowboys right now? I mean, I'm taking Philly's as wide receiver core over the Dallas wide receiver core, right? Like, as in, I think if
I
AJ
100% agree with
Brown
you.
gets injured, whether it's for a week or multiple weeks, is going to be less significant than if CD Lamb is out for a week or multiple weeks, right? Like, I think Philly can survive that hit more than Dallas could survive that hit.
Yeah, I'm definitely not
But yeah, I
disagreeing.
mean, you're right. I mean, why teams don't just have multiple, or typically don't have multiple wide receiver 2 or even a 3 just chilling on the bench, right? Like,
So why don't the Cowboys or why didn't the Packers do anything to help out Aaron Rodgers? Do they just not want to make the playoffs? Are they just throwing in the towel?
uh,
Do you
yeah,
know what I'm saying?
uh,
These are the other teams. How come Tampa Bay, they've done basically everything they possibly could since Tom Brady's been there to add as much. They basically, I mean, they've mortgaged their whole future. They've done whatever they could to sign veterans after veterans and veterans to help Tom Brady. They didn't do shit. I'm just asking.
I mean,
I'm not I'm not saying it's right or wrong.
I don't
I'm just
think
saying.
that's a fair comparison. Like, who do you expect that? Like, I hate this question. I hate asking this because I fucking hate when you
What do you mean?
ask it. But who do you
They need a
want them
running
to
back.
trade to,
It,
or who do you want them to trade for? Like, DJ Moore's his hot name, but whoever trades for DJ Moore has to sign him in the offseason, or
you don't have to. I mean, you don't have to. But
well, you're
like,
not
okay,
trading
so
him for way a first round
so
pick and let him
how come
walk.
Tampa Bay didn't trade? They figure they're gonna be pretty good. A 2? How come they didn't try to get Christian McCaffrey? They need a running back. Fournette sucks.
Maybe they realize that the value of running back is not a second round draft
The
pick.
Vikings are 6-2, right? And
Yeah.
Kirk Cousins is playing really good. They got Justin Jefferson. They traded for Hawkinson. They got Thielen, right? They got Dalvin Cook. They got their defense is awful. How come they didn't trade for some corners? Saying, man.
I'm not a GM, but you're making it seem like everybody should be able to trade whoever they want. Like, both parties have to agree. Like, it's not as easy as waking up one day like, man, I'm just gonna go trade for fucking Troy Polamalu, obviously when he was playing, because I fucking want him. Right? That's not how that works.
I know, but that's the point I'm trying to make is that like every team's could be trading for more depth and trying to boost it up or whatever, but it's not just it's like you said, it's not possible. Things have to be offered to you, and you can't get robbed, dude. I'm not trading a second round pick and taking on Brandon Cooks $18 million for next year. It's not fucking happening.
I agree. That was good that they avoided that deal, whatever was the proposed deal.
The thing though, but how many other teams, GMs and owners came out and said that, yeah, we're going for it?
He says that's the same thing, man. Is that every single year Cowboy fans are like, man, we need trades. We're so close. Every single year, it's the same thing. Is that we're so close. We're so close. The GM says it. The fans say it, or whatever.
Well, I think this is the first year
but every year the result's been the same.
The GM. This is the first year in a while the GM said it though. Usually he doesn't say we're gonna go. Like he feels that we have a chance.
Oh man, every year it's always season he says we're gonna get. He said this is a Super Bowl team, whatever.
Yeah, but this is 8 weeks in. He usually just says we like our guys and this is what we're going with. He actually went out and said that like we're looking to make some trades. We're open to a big deal, and then he didn't do anything.
Well, I think they were. I think they tried getting Brandon Cooks. Houston didn't want to budge, and they were trying to trade Tristan Hill. Those were there. I mean, just because they're trying to make it's not like they were trying to get Peyton Manning to play quarterback.
Yeah, no, I mean what I don't ultimately like about this process is the process in itself, right? Like, so them not making a trade for a wide receiver, which I would like to stress, they should not have been in this position to begin with, right? Like I get that they didn't want to pay
I mean,
Cedric Wilson. It was good they did not pay him. The whole Amari Cooper thing, whatever. But like this is Dallas banking on James Washington coming in and being a functional wide receiver 3, which is better than Noah Brown, or at least that's what they hope, right? The problem with that is that that is a process that involves luck, and they have gotten lucky with Tyler Smith. They have gotten lucky with Dorrance Armstrong. They have gotten lucky. They got lucky when they drafted Micah Parsons. Like the luck is going to. They cannot keep going to this well of luck. That is going to run out sooner or
they,
later. I don't
they
know that
can
James
solve their wide
Washington is.
they can solve their wide receiver issue, at least.
What are you going to say? Sign Odell?
Yeah, if he's healthy.
Yeah, I mean I'm not
He's not
opposed
healthy.
to
That's why
that,
he's not
but
signed.
well, yeah,
Well,
not
not
yet.
he's not healthy. He's not healthy yet.
Yeah.
I'm just
Yeah,
saying, Jerry always says he will spare no expense to get another Super Bowl, right?
I mean, what's he been doing the last 25 years?
I'm just saying he
Yeah,
has a
I agree. He does say that. You're not wrong.
if Odell is healthy, he has a chance to put his money where his mouth is.
If Odell wants to play for if Odell's healthy, if Odell Beckham Jr. is healthy and he comes back, everybody in the league wants him, right? So
Yeah.
His
you know,
market could potentially be
I
out of
I,
control.
I would I'd
Of
say
Super
yeah.
Bowl contenders, Dallas might have the most money. I don't know exactly.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, it depends on who you think is Super Bowl contender, or whatever. Yeah, I mean, yeah, maybe they do. I honestly, I don't know.
I'm just saying
They got money.
the
You're
top
right.
2 or 3 teams in each conference. I'll just say those are the Eagles, Cowboys, Niners in the NFC, and then you got what, Bills, Chiefs.
Oh yeah, and the Niners can't sign Odell, right? Like they're signing
But
Christian
see,
McCaffrey in the offseason.
I don't think. Well, yeah, I mean, I don't think Odell Beckham Jr. is going to cost much money at all. He's going to play like 5 games, like
Well,
But
yeah,
that's
this
maybe
season.
maybe for this year, right? But
I don't. I
long
mean,
term, he
so
could
so
be.
what do you think? You think somebody's going to pay? I wouldn't. I don't think there's an NFL team that would give him a long-term deal, but before seeing him play this
True,
year.
he's
what's
been
long
injured
term though?
2 ACLs, right? So yeah,
You
you're
give him a
probably right.
2-year deal, guarantee everything.
How much money would you possibly guarantee Odell Beckham Jr.?
Yeah, and
How much
I think you give him an incentive deal, quite honestly. Obviously he has to sign to that, but
for the rest of this year and all of next year? How much money would you give him?
$10 million
Right. That's
yeah, he's laughing in your face. I think I don't know what he thinks
for
his
five
worth is, but
games with
he said
incentives.
he said next year too.
Oh yeah. I mean, nobody's giving him $10 million for the rest of this year.
No.
No. I mean, yeah. I mean, I think he would be. I don't know,
Like
man. Who knows? It's
5
tough to
games,
say.
what is it worth? Like 2 million plus incentives. So it could be like to a max if you win the Super Bowl and he balls out like 3-4 million, and then maybe 10 million for next year.
I don't.
Does he get it done? I don't know.
I mean, I don't think I would assume he doesn't care too much about the money. I mean, he's already been paid, and he's been. Yeah, I mean, he's got to know his numbers like up, right? Like he's, you know what I mean?
He's running
He's
out
a
of ACLs.
he's a genetic freak, but like he's
running out of
yeah,
ACLs.
right,
Like,
yeah, you're right, yeah.
Just saying he'd be the ideal fit for Dallas because he's not a 1. He would fit right into that 2-3 spot and just slide everybody else in where they're supposed to be.
yeah, I
I
mean,
mean,
I'm not opposed to the idea. I just
And he's not afraid to go over the middle.
unless JJ Wilcox is playing safety. I mean, yeah, I mean, it would make me real happy, but I'm also like, I'm not. I wouldn't even remotely think that that's something in the real. Like that would
no.
not shock me, but I would be like, wow, they really like they do think they can go for it or whatever. But there's no risk. There's no risk for signing him though, because nobody's guaranteeing him money next year. I'd bet money on. You want to bet a 12 on that? That you know what I mean? I don't know. I just that would shock me if somebody guaranteed him money next year.
But that's how you get him.
I
That's
mean,
what I'm just saying.
I would take that bet. I mean, he's still young. He might be out of ACLs, dude, but he's still young. Somebody's gonna guarantee him $500,000 or something stupid. I'll
Yeah,
take
that's
that
not
punt.
enough money.
Well, you
No, I
said
meant
nobody's a guarantee
the
of money,
stat said
dude.
stat said fully guaranteed. That's what I meant. Is
Okay.
fully
All right.
guaranteed.
I'm
Even if
just-
it's 5 million or 20 million, I don't believe it.
I'm just throwing out ideas to get this to sign him.
Jerry's not listening to
Make
this, pal. He's
If
not taking
he's
your ideas
even
on
okay,
board.
the Cowboys sign him for whatever it is. It doesn't it affects next year, not at all. It's literally just for this year. You think that puts him over the top?
I think it helps lessen. I think it gives you a nice security blanket and allows for you to take on another injury on the offense. Like if you have CD, if CD gets hurt or Gallup gets hurt again, you got somebody there that you said, okay, we can make do with this.
Okay.
Where if you don't have anybody in CD or Gallup, or if CD specifically goes down, nobody's respecting your passing game.
I don't think anybody does now though. Like I don't. You think opposing defenses are scared of what they're putting out there now? I mean, that doesn't. There's a difference between the opposing defenses being scared and also being able to do work on them. They can put up 30 points. I assume basically on any defense if they're out there, but that doesn't mean anybody's scared of them, right? Because CD doesn't go deep. They don't throw the ball to Gallup deep. So there's no quick score from the Cowboys unless it's Pollard running 60 yards, right?
No.
So
I mean,
so like isn't that
Gallup
isn't
is the
that what
deep
would
threat.
that's what would scare you though, right?
Well,
Know of no or anybody just getting the ball deep. That's what's any team, any defense that goes against anybody's offense. They're worried about Deshaun Jackson going deep.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They're not worried about Deshaun Jackson catching a 5-yard route or
Well,
15-yard
right.
route. They're
That
worried about
goes
him going
back to
50 yards down the line.
me saying like Dallas is hoping James Washington's going to come in and be effective, right? Like they brought in James Washington to be the deep guy, and then he obviously broke his foot or whatever.
Yeah.
So maybe 5 weeks from now, whatever, that's a threat. But right now, it's not, and it's not going to be the first week he comes back, whether that's after the bye or whenever he comes back. It's going to take obviously several weeks for him to get back into full motion. But yeah, right now there is no deep threat for Dallas.
Yeah, but I'm saying like even like with Tampa Bay or Green Bay or like Minnesota. I mean, Minnesota's different because they have two receivers. Like they got Thielen and Jefferson, so that forces the defensive. They're both better wide receivers, right? I mean, Jefferson's really, really good, but Thielen's a good receiver too, right? So then you can't just plan on stopping somebody all the time. You know what I'm saying? Like AJ Brown he's a pretty good. I mean, he's a good receiver. But he scares you because he can go down the field and do dead shit, right?
Yeah.
That's what scares you as a Cowboy fan. Not 5-yard. Like when they lost earlier this year, you weren't scared of anything they did on offense, except for Jalen Hurts keeping the ball and running. That's what scared you against Philly, right?
Yeah, I don't know what you want from me. Yes.
I don't know. We're just talking. I don't know.
Okay, I guess maybe we try to reel this in here. So does the waiving of Tristan Hill, does that do anything for you guys? Anything to that?
He didn't get
Surprise, not
picked up yet, right?
surprise, whatever?
He
No.
did get picked up
Oh, he did.
by the Cardinals.
Oh,
Okay,
did
never
not see
mind.
that.
Yeah, I didn't know that either. I don't know. That's Rod. It's on Rod Marinelli.
Did you see? Apparently, there was a report saying that they benched Gallimore that game because against the Lions because they were trying to show off Tristan Hill
Yeah,
for
I
trade
did.
day, and then they sat him against the Bears because they didn't want him to get hurt.
I did see that, yeah. Yeah, what the truth behind it, who knows, but I did see that. And it almost makes sense, right? Like, because there was also a report that they were obviously trying to trade him, right? Like, multiple reports. So that
They've
makes
been
sense
trying to
that
trade him for a year.
yeah, but it makes sense. You try and showcase the dude. Hopefully he has a good game so you can pull in a 6th or 7th round pick, which, by the way, I'm surprised they could not pull in. Not that he's like some fucking stud defensive lineman, but I would think somebody gave up a 7th round pick for the rights to sign him, just because he does have NFL snaps under his belt. But whatever, is what it is,
Yeah,
I guess.
whatever. Yeah, that's a good way to say it. Whatever.
Yeah, it is whatever, right? Like I mean, that was somebody we threw around the idea of being cut in the off season, or not. Yeah, cut. Not making the 53.
Yeah.
Did I say he wouldn't be on the team the whole year? Did I get that right?
Somebody, yeah, that sounds accurate,
You-
actually.
You probably pick. We'd have to go back, but you probably picked them to not make the roster.
No.
I mean, I don't know. Maybe you did. I mean, if you sound sure about it, then maybe you were. Whatever.
I said something along the lines he wouldn't
We
make the
all
roster.
might have. You know what I'm saying? We have to go back and look at the projection. I don't know, man. Whatever. Fuck Rod Marinelli.